Please leave a message after the tone.
Hello, my name is Adam Sandler, and welcome to So Sandlers, the Sandman movie podcast. A gabagoo.
Hello and welcome to So Sandler's Pod, the Adam Sandler podcast, a podcast where we discuss the movies of famed, disgraced footballer Adam Sandler. My name is Kerry Johnson. As always, I am joined by my dearest friend and co-host, Matt Wolstenholme.
Hello. We're back.
We are, after a long month of...
Life.
I've just been, life. I've been ill. It's just been tough to try to sort something out. Matt, I don't know if you've noticed, but we had something was a little different at the start of the episode there. So what we've done is we have had a rebrand because we were getting way too many messages on Instagram saying, guys, what the fuck? This isn't the Sandman by Neil Gaiman podcast. You're talking about Adam Sandler. Stop causing confusion. So the people were not happy.
Nah, fuck him. We're not the Sandman, you goddamn right.
Yeah, we just thought the truth is, just thought we'd have a little rebrand. So when people put in Adam Sandler's name on Spotify or whatever, we're the second result. So easier for people to find.
Goddamn right. You gotta get yourselves out there. Gotta get ourselves out there.
And saying so Sandler's, it's a bit of a tongue twister, and it's a bit tiring. I'm not gonna lie to you. I won't lie to you at all. So a month away, a lot has actually happened in Sandler news. I don't know. He's gone back out on tour, so he's been doing a lot of gigs lately, preparing for his next stand-up set, and a video release yesterday as of day of recording with an actor on actor. I don't know if you've seen this, where Adam Sandler and Brendan Fraser just have a chat one-to-one for 35 minutes, and they're just talking about their life.
I'm very pleased that Brendan Fraser is now like back in popular culture, just like a bro now again. He looked like he needed it.
Yeah, he's looking good. He
is looking a lot better.
And yeah, Sandler was saying like they were talking about Airheads, and they both agreed that's the most fun that they've ever had on set. And look what they've done since then.
True.
It was just a very nice conversation that they were having, and Sandler was saying how happy he was that Brendan Fraser was back, like in the limelight, rather than doing stuff that nobody really were getting their eyes on. I think he's probably going to win the Oscar this year for The Whale.
For the Whale?
Yeah. So
I've not watched
it.
I saw an advert for it the other day, or like a poster for it.
Yeah, I think
just saw Brendan Fraser's face.
It just looks like a very depressing movie, which the Oscars obviously love. And Sandler was robbed back in 2019, whatever it was. Right. This week's movie, it's a movie that we've watched once we were kids, and a movie that we watched a little over a month ago. so we're here to talk about it now with...
while it's fresh in our memories.
Yeah, while it's nice and fresh. And the movie we are talking about this week is The Longest Yard.
For 364 days a year, the inmates at West Texas Federal Prison are chained up and beat down.
We got us a fine prison guard laid down here.
I pulled strings, called in quite a few favors to get you here.
Why would you go and do that?
You're gonna put together a team of inmates to play against my guards.
His team is rather good.
Colonel Santa's been eating his own chicken. freak, you got some visitors.
They're free.
The warden wants us to put a football team together.
Not interested.
We're playing the guards.
To fight back. I'm in.
He's in.
Adam Sandler.
Hey, you haven't played it in years. Why can't I be quarterback, huh? Hit me, I'm open. Hey. That's the reason. Sit down and shut up.
Chris Rock.
Man, I was so bad at sports, they used to pick me after the white kids.
And Burt Reynolds.
Looks like you could use some help here.
This time, it's the convict's turn to lay down the law.
There goes the neighborhood.
I think he might make the team. 35!
Well, if we gotta cut him, you're doing it.
The longest yard.
Who are we gonna crush? The guards! Who are we gonna kill? The guards! Who are we gonna kiss? The guards! Gotcha.
The Longest Yard is a 2005 sports comedy film directed by Peter Segal and written by Sheldon Turner. It stars Adam Sandler, Chris Rock, James Cromwell, Nelly, William Fichtner, and Burt Reynolds, along with a long list of cops and inmates and everything that we're going to go over now in a second, because that list is ridiculous.
There's a fucking big cast in this.
It's a remake of the 1974 film The Longest Yard, where Burt Reynolds played Sandler's character. So
Yes.
it's nice that he's back in third lead, second lead. It all depends on how you look at the film. But yeah, Longest Yard. What's your history with it?
I mean, let's be honest. I'm English, so I've definitely watched Mean Machine before I watched this. No, this is fucking great. I've seen this a bunch of times.
Yeah, it's same.
Since it came out. This is fucking great.
I think this is the first, through watching all of these, I think this is the first where you see a sort of shift in how Sandler's movies look. This one feels like the first one where there's a bit more budget
where it's
than
a
what
movie.
there was before. Yeah, it looks like a movie rather than...
It's so hard to describe, but
Yeah.
like his movies don't look like movies before this. You're right.
Like,
We've talked about it like every week, but like how it doesn't feel like a film. But
this one's the first one that looks like, even though they've had multi-million-dollar budgets before.
oh
This is
yeah,
the
like
first-
this
first
isn't
one
even
that
his
looks
biggest
like-
movie. Like it's just
I don't know. Maybe it's a shift to higher quality cameras. Who knows? Honestly, no
Maybe.
idea. So, Matt, the first thing we like to do on this podcast is a little segment called Curb That Blurb. So what I've done is I have found a plot synopsis online, and you've got to let me know whether you want to curb that blurb. And by curb, I mean take it outside, make it bite the pavement, and kick it in the back of the head. Bear in mind, I wrote this a month ago when it was all still relevant to competition that was going on between the both of us. Okay? So, Danny, the
funny
Mean
you say
Machine
that.
Man. Go on, sorry.
no, go on. No, go on. You go. I knew
Danny?
you were going to do this, and I was going to do the same thing. Oh,
Danny,
you
the
son
Mean
of a
Machine
bitch.
Man. Vinnie Jones is a retired footballer and former captain of England who was banned from football for life for fixing an unspecified match they played against Germany. And then that video came out, but before the Wales-England game, where Vinnie Jones was like, I'm so torn between Wales and England. Vinnie Jones had like 14 appearances for Wales. the greatest Welsh footballer of all time. Vinnie
Ooh.
Jones. I'm the juggernaut, bitch.
Oh, fuck. If you need an act...
nine appearances for Wales between 94 and 97.
Oh, come on, Vinnie Jones, play the game.
That's a better turnout than Ryan Giggs. 9 appearances for Wales.
Hey.
But yeah,
Razzle Dazzle was all over the pitch back in the 90s.
that would have been a lot funnier before the 3-0 defeat and getting kicked out of the groups.
Oh, I mean, you made it. You made it. That's the most important bit.
That's the important thing. First time since 1958.
It's like the 50s,
in
right?
the World Cup. Yes, first time in the World Cup in 64 years. It put the Welsh language and the Welsh people on the world stage. It let a lot of people know that we were our own little country. And apart from Qatar, we were the smallest country who qualified for the World Cup. So, and the amount of people who are still showing pride and still wearing their bucket hats out and everything is ridiculous. Like, it's crazy what it's done for, like, the kids and just the people of Wales. Even though we scored one goal, which was a penalty from Gareth Bale. Yeah.
Yeah, the boys. Yeah, the boys. Nah, it's a good thing. It's sick of, like, oh, I'm in Australia as well, but, like, it's good over here. It's been really great over here to see
everyone with the Socceroos.
6 a.m. to watch the game the other day, and it was like, it was decently busy considering people in Australia don't give a fuck about football.
Yeah. Because what? They still look. AFL and rugby is probably still the biggest in.
AFL is their biggest sport, then it's rugby league, and then rugby union and football basically just toss up between the both. It's probably football's probably bigger than rugby union, but maybe not. I don't know. You really don't get a lot of people playing like union over here.
No. Oh, okay.
No, it's like anyone that's from Australia, like if you ask someone to play union, they just say that it's for posh boys at school.
Oh, well, it is
Everyone
a posh boy
does it.
sport.
It is, but
it's a posh boy sport everywhere except for in Wales.
Yeah, fair.
Like that's the truth about rugby union. It's all private school boys.
No, it is. You're right. And as soon as you go to uni, you understand those people are different.
Yeah. They get their dicks out in the back of the bus and on the way into town. But I've actually found a proper plot synopsis here, and it's come from Amazon.co.uk. And it says, comedy about the pro quarterback Paul Crewe and former college champion and coach Nate Scarborough, who are doing time in the same prison. Asked to put together a team of inmates to take on the guards. Crewe enlists the help of Scarborough to coach the inmates to victory in a football game. Fixed to turn out quite another way.
Have I lost you?
I'm still here.
Oh, fuck, you were just so still, I thought it was frozen.
No, I'm still here.
Fucking Drax over here, Jesus Christ. Fucking hell. You know what? We'll let it walk.
Let it walk.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
No, it's not. I mentioned the prison, mentioned the football, mentioned I think we let that walk. I've also found some reviews quickly before we get into the cast in the movie. So this one comes from Frank Houston from Palm Beach Daily News, and he says, 3 decades after the original, all the rough edges have been sanded off, and the film has been given the obvious spoon-fed approach of a Hollywood summer movie. And the only reason I picked this review is because I think Frank Houston missed a trick, and he should have said, all the rough edges have been sanded off.
Oh, he's fucked it. He's ruined his entire. You've just ruined his entire review with one comment. I love it.
I've ruined his entire career.
This is like everything else is now invalid because he didn't write that.
That's exactly what I was thinking. He missed a trick, like completely missed a trick. And these reviews are supposed to be full of puns. Then I've got one from 1 star from Dun Kirat. And they say, a mean-spirited deflation void of laughs, empathy, or entertainment. Haven't hated a Sandman movie this much since the Cornea Decaying debut Going Overboard. I don't want to hear anyone complain about Jack and Jill ever again.
That's a very unpopular opinion.
This movie's, this is better than Going Overboard, and I'm 160% sure this is going to be better than Jack and Jill.
Never watched Jack and Jill. I'll say this again. I've said it before. Not looking forward to it, but I guarantee this is better.
I'll give you a spoiler. Jack and Jill starts with a Dunkin' Donuts ad, and it ends with a Dunkin' Donuts ad.
Oh, right.
That's
I can see how that movie's going then.
That's how it starts and ends. And then
Oh,
then I've got 5 stars from Pachani, and they say, "Yeah, I've been drinking, but this is a landmark in the history of cinema. The best of Sandler's second decade. I'll be showing this to my kid for sure."
I agree with that. Good
Yeah.
fucking movie.
I'll show this to my kids. 100%.
Fucking hell. This is
And-
one of the best ones. This is probably one of the most family-friendly ones as well.
It mentions.
Oh, maybe not, but
it mentions Sandler's second decade, and I think that touches back on what we mentioned earlier. It's the first film that feels like it looks first film that looks like a movie.
yeah, looks like a proper movie.
Yeah, so I think Sandler's first decade goes from, like, I say, Billy Madison to 50 First Dates. Then this probably goes from here to whatever he did just before Jack and Jill. That's My Boy.
Pre-Netflix, I reckon.
Yeah, and then the third lot would be the Ridiculous Six to
Post-Netflix.
where he is now.
Yeah. Break it up. Yeah, all right, I can see that.
I wonder where this one goes to. What movies has Adam Sandler been in? Sorry, let me just... Adam Sandler film...
I don't think I've seen like at least 70% of his movies from like between 2010 and 16.
This... So I think the last one I saw in cinema would have been That's My Boy. Yeah. So
Jesus, I definitely didn't watch that in the cinema. That was like a fucking
there's probably
release the DVD special.
this second decade probably ends with Just Go With It or Grown Ups. And then
Looking, it ends with Grown Ups.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
Jack and Jill up to probably Pixels, and then Ridiculous Six to wherever he is now. With the shit. Because Grown Ups is a good movie.
Grown Ups is a good movie. I'll
Grown Ups is,
happily defend Grown Ups every time someone gives it shit.
but then Grown Ups 2 is a load of dog shit.
Yeah, but I don't care. It's still funny. It's not a good movie. It's got some good laughs. That's about it.
my mother's just walking around. I don't know what she's doing. She's looking for a Christmas jumper. She's gone out with her friends today, and she's looking for a Christmas jumper. Is that
Well, she's got to look good in the Christmas jumper.
She's got a Christmas scarf.
Nice.
No, she's rushing off.
Give her the whale's hat. She looks snazzy.
It's so cold up here. I can't do that. Yeah, so it probably ends with Pixels. Third decade.
All right, we're off track. I don't even know where we are anymore.
We are Sanders decades. Okay, and then Rotten Tomatoes. What do you think the critics give this?
Oh, probably like. See, they can't have been that harsh to this. Surely not. So like 55% maybe.
So the critics give this a 31%. And
what?
What do you? Yeah.
31? Are you fucking joking?
A 31%.
Oh no! I know I shouldn't be surprised, but that's ridiculous. That's the most egregious one we've had so far. That's just fucking bollocks. It's just not true.
And I think you're going to be surprised with the audience rating as well.
Oh god!
So
good surprise! I'm gonna be shocked.
What do you think the audience gave this?
Like, I feel like this has to be a decently high one for the audience. Like, this has to be a 70%er, surely.
62%.
Oh, that's just not high enough. But all right.
And then 31 and 62. Yeah, I get it. I guess. No, I don't. I
don't get it. Absolutely not.
And then the box office, the budget was $90 million, and it grossed $191 million at the box office.
Smashed it.
It's not the biggest budget so far. I think Little Nicky
going over double your money in 2005 and like $200 million is a good fucking return.
Yeah, but the budget itself is not the biggest one we've seen at all. And then this is going to be very tedious, but I've got a list of the cast here, but I think it needs to be read through.
Oh no, we should definitely go through this cast because it's actually mental. Like, just going through, I don't think people will remember like how many people are actually in this. It's fucking nuts.
Okay, it's crazy. It is actually mad. So it's broken.
The Wikipedia page has like a good breakdown.
Yeah, so that's what I've copied. It's been copied, broken down into cons, guards, and other. Okay.
Yes.
So cons, we've got Adam Sandler as Paul Wrecking Crew quarterback, Chris Rock as
This
caretaker.
could take a while.
Nelly as Earl Maggot, Burt Reynolds as Coach Scarborough, Bob Shapp, who as Swistowski, who is a kickboxer.
He's a mixed martial arts fighter in Japan. Or like he's American, but he's a returner. He was in Big Stan.
I can't remember Big Stan at all.
Good.
We've got David Patrick Kelly as Unger.
Yep.
And David Patrick Kelly is just a musician and
just a musician.
I didn't mean just a musician. He's a musician, actor, lyricist, everything.
Nah. The Warriors is a great film.
Then we've got Terry Crews as Cheeseburger, Nick Turturro as Brucey. Watching this movie, I was like, this role was written for John Turturro, 100%.
See, there's another person who's in this who has a podcast, and Nicholas Turturro is on it, and they're talking together. The other person's Joey Diaz. They talk about this filming this movie a lot, and they're like, I'm watching him. I didn't realize he was John Turturro's brother because I didn't know his full name.
Yeah,
I'm watching him do everything. It's so like it's ridiculous. They're just the same person. He's amazing in this, by the way. Brucey he might be the best character in the whole film.
I think he is the best character. But watch it, like, this was written for John Turturro, and then I found out that they were brothers afterwards. I was like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Bill Goldberg as Joey Battagilo. Again, another big actor. No, he's not. He's wrestler Bill Goldberg. Steve Rivas as Billy Babyface Bob. Who's Steve Rivas?
See, his best known films, it says Fargo. Like, I've seen Fargo, and it was a long time ago, and I don't remember him. But he's a big Native American guy. He's the guy in the movie with like the big scar on his face that does the commentary for the football game.
For the game at the end. Lobo Sebastian as Torres. Dalip Singh Rana as Tuli, also known as the Big Kali.
The Great Kali.
The Great Kali. Joey Diaz as Big Tony. Eddie Bunker's
Uncle Joey. Fucking love Joey Diaz.
This Eddie Bunker, he's an ex-con, and he was the really, really old guy.
I was gonna say I have no idea who this guy was, but he was the guy who said he punched the warden.
Yeah.
So
okay. He's an actual ex-con, and he came out and he wrote books and everything. He did. I read up about it.
That's an incredible Wikipedia photo.
Yeah, it's his
just his mugshot.
Screenwriter, the convicted felon and actor, wrote numerous books, some of which have been adapted into films. He wrote the script for and acted in Stranger Times, Runaway Train, and Animal Factory. Also played a minor role in Reservoir Dogs. What?
Really?
Yeah. And then, he was ex-con, just in and out, convicted of bank robbery, drug dealing, extortion, armed robbery, and forgery.
Fuck, let's get this guy on the podcast. He sounds cool as fuck.
He died in 2005.
Oh, well, at least we got this movie in. Literally died the same year the movie came out.
Tracy Morgan as Miss Tunker. Michael Irvin as Deacon Moss.
I never realised this was Michael Irvin as a kid. No, I had no idea.
Stinkfisher as cafeteria prisoner, and then we've got the entirety of D12 minus Eminem as cons in the background.
Yeah.
Then the guard, we've got William Fitcher as Captain Brian Noah, Bill Romanowski as guard Lambert.
Romanowski.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kevin Nash as Sergeant Englehart, Brian Bosworth as guard Garner, Steve Austin as in Stone Cold as guard Dunham, Michael Papajohn as guard Papa John.
See, I always thought Papa John's was just like Papa John, not some bro named Papa John. That's a real. I mean, I'm making a joke. I know that's not the real thing, but that's a fucking ridiculous name. I also do like the fact they used his real name,
Michael Papajohn as
God.
It's
Papa
not
John.
him. Then Conrad Good as guard Webster, Brandon Mullally as guard Malloy. Do you know who this guy is?
Yes, he's the quarterback from Mr. Deeds, and he plays laser in a dodgeball.
Then Todd Holland as guard Holland, and then John Hockridge as guard Hawk. And then into other, we have James Cronwell as the warden, Alan Covert as Walter, Rob Schneider as Punky, Chris Berman as himself, Jim Rowe as himself, Patrick Bizdo as Patrick. I know that guy from Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. Lauren Sanchez as herself, Dan Patrick as Officer Jack Pugh, Christopher Neiman as the big-eared cop, Ed Lautner as Dwayne, Sean Salisbury as Vic, Rob Revolution Moore as Gavin, Big Boy, who is back from Deuce Bigelow.
Oh, really?
As Jesse, yeah. Do you remember in Deuce Bigelow when Deuce Bigelow goes to visit that really, really fat lady?
Yeah.
And she pulls a chicken from her vagina.
Yeah.
That's Big Boy. Marcus Gaines as Lorenzo. Shane Ralston
yes. Now I remember.
as Bradley. Cloris Leachman, she's back as Lynette Gray, who's the warden's assistant. Walter Williamson as Errol Dandridge, and Courtney Cox as Lena, which is
I forget she's in this every time I watch it.
Adam Sandler's girlfriend. Well, she's not. She's Adam Sandler's sugar mommy, really. That's what she is.
Yeah.
She pays for him to be there, and yeah, so this cast is stacked. Like, ridiculously big. This is the biggest cast I think we're going to deal with until we reach a movie that I mentioned the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
We'll get there eventually. Okay. So, should we get into the plot? Because this is a big one. I don't know how it's so big. And I don't think I'm reading from the Wikipedia. I think I'm reading from the fandom.wiki.movies.adamsandler.longestyard or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let's get into it.
Right, okay. Paul Crewe is a former NFL player who one night gets drunk and goes joyriding in the Bentley of his girlfriend, crashing it. It was revealed that he was accused of shaving points in a big game, although it was never proven. Okay, that's the first 20 minutes of the movie done. Paul Crewe, he's a drunk.
Well,
he's a former disgraced footballer. He dates Courtney Cox. There's a party going on, and he doesn't want to go down. So she comes up, like, oh, put on this outfit, I got you. And then he locks her in the wardrobe. And he's like, fuck you, I'm taking the Bentley. And then he goes for a joyride.
Yeah, he goes to the bar, gets some drinks, fucks off.
Yeah. And then we got a nice little car chase through LA, and then he gets pulled over by two cops. One of them is, what's his name? Former
Dan Patrick.
Yes, that's the one. And then we find out here that he allegedly shaved points off a game for some extra cash, and then he lost his job as a footballer.
Yeah.
And because he's been drink driving and he crashed into a cop car, he gets taken to prison.
Yes. Which we find out he's specifically chosen to go to that prison.
Yes, correct. In prison, Warden Rudolph Hazen, played by James Cronwell, wishing to boost his prison's reputation for future election as the state governor, uses threats and confinement in a hotbox to push Crew into helping the prison guards football team, led by the hostile Captain Noah. What?
Captain Canal?
Yeah, basically, James Cromwell is like, I want you to lead a football team up against my guards, but I want you to lose so I can become state governor and make this prison look good. Correct?
Pretty much, yeah. Just he's like, how to what? Because what he tells him, I want you to. He's like, I want you to play or coach the team. Coach the team, it is. And he's like, nah,
Yeah, no.
fuck that. And then he's like, oh well, we need to get better. So Adam Sandler suggests that they play a tune-up game like them, like college football teams do at the start of the season or preseason. Like you'll see big teams playing someone absolute dog shit, so they can just absolutely demolish them and get confidence up for the season coming up. So he's like, oh, fuck it. Guess we're playing the cons then. Get a team together.
And then he basically says, listen, you're here for a couple of years. If you do what I do, say, I can make this extremely easy for you. If not, your time in prison is going to be
you're fucked.
Complete hell. Is that what happened in Big Stan? No, maybe?
Nah, Big Stan was very different.
Big Stan just didn't want to get raped.
He doesn't speak to the. Does he speak to the wall? Oh no, he does because he designing a hotel. Oh fuck knows, I can't remember Big Stan at all. No one needs to remember that film.
Crew informs Hazen that what Hazen's team needs is a tune-up game to boost the guards' confidence, blah blah blah, and therefore concedes to form an inmate team to play against the guards. He does so with the help of newfound friend Caretaker, played by Chris Rock. This is the first time Chris Rock has popped up in one of these movies, and this
is first Chris Rock.
Yeah, I think so.
First Chris Rock one, nice.
And yeah, he's going to be in a bunch going forward. So much so, we're going to celebrate Chris Rock himself.
Fucking hell.
They start.
Chris Rock's a bad man.
Yeah.
Fuck Will Smith.
Yeah, Chris Rock runs his mouth. He deserved that slap.
Bullshit. Will Smith's a bitch. Fucking, he's doing stand up. He's hosted the Oscars. Of course, he's gonna make some fucking jokes. Grow up, grow a pair, and fucking take a joke.
Then he won Best Actor.
Yeah, Sandler which was just fucking wild.
And Sandler didn't. It's bullshit. Give Sandler that little goal, man.
Political bastards.
Oh.
They kind of had to give it Will Smith after that, though. They didn't kick him out. It's like, okay, what's the thing that's going to get us the best ratings of all time? If we give the man that just slapped the fuck out of the host of the award, we're going to get, like, we're going to be noticed. Like, all right, you're the Oscars, calm down.
I fucking hate the Oscars.
It's...
I think we've been on this tirade before.
We've been down this before. We don't need to go back.
They start off with a poorly organized team before being noticed by another prisoner, former college football star Nate Scarborough, played by Burt Reynolds, who decides to help coach the team by gathering several intimidated inmates as a boost to the team's strength.
Burt fucking Reynolds.
Yeah, so basically we see the team, and it's got John Turturro's brother, it's got Joey Diaz, it's got a bunch of other
John Turturro's brother doesn't get his own name mentioned.
His name is...
We can't do Nicholas Turturro that dirty. Come on now, he's literally the best character in the fucking film.
His name's Nick Turturro. Yeah, we see a bunch of their training, and they're shit. They're crap.
Oh yeah, but none of them know how to. They know how to play, but none of them can play.
And it's all it's all very funny watching these guys play football.
Go into the tree outs. You gotta turn up with the tree outs.
Caretaker tells Crew that they need more brothers on the team. Brothers is in inverted commas. Crew goes to the basketball court to ask the black inmates to join the team. Their leader, Deacon Moss, played by Michael Irvin, rebuffs him. Crew challenges Deacon to a one-on-one basketball game, saying that if he wins, the brothers will join the team, and if Deacon wins, Crew will leave them alone. Deacon accepts, and despite Deacon's undisguised personal fouls, in which he elbows, punches, or grabs Crew, Crew continues without complaint. On the game-winning shot,
shit out of him in this game.
big time, yeah.
Like facing the post, fucking just dragging his jersey and slinging him down.
It's very dirty play, like ridiculously dirty play.
Prison rules, bitch.
On the game-winning shot, Crew clearly steals the ball from Deacon and scores, but Deacon calls a foul. Realizing he won't be allowed to win, Crew lets Deacon score the final shot. Although Deacon beats Crew, one of the brothers, a fast runner named Earl Megget, played by Nelly, impressed with Crew's decision to take the beating, joins the football team as its running back. So yeah, Sandler realizes he's never going to win this game because of the dirty and foul play, so he just lets Deacon win, which impresses Nelly because it shows how strong Crew and how dedicated he is to this team of inmates, that he's willing to take this beating for them. And I was like, okay, fair play. You've proven that you're worthy. I'll come join you. And then it's fucking Nelly. What's Nelly done since this? I know Nelly from this and that music video where what's her face from Destiny's Child, not Beyonce,
Kelly Rowland,
not Michelle Williams. Kelly Rowland is sending him a text message on XL.
Yeah. That's why you ain't getting a reply.
When the guards learn of this, they confront Earl in an attempt to provoke an assault by him by saying the racial slur, the N-word. But Earl does not allow himself to be provoked, despite intimidation and minor abuse. Having witnessed this, the other brothers, including Deacon, decide to join the team too. So yeah, this was a hard scene to watch in the library. Like, you see the cops come in.
It's pretty brutal.
Cameras. Yeah.
Because it's just like, it's fucking intense. I mean, I know obviously like it's supposed to be because they're all. It does make it more intense that like it's Stone Cold and fucking like Brian Bos. I think it's Brian Bosworth is the other guy in the scene and someone else.
Yeah,
and they're all absolutely massive. Like they're fucking huge. Like especially compared to Nelly. Like they're all like 6'3" and absolute brick shit houses and so intimidating. And Stone Cold just has that mustache that makes him look like a racist.
Okay, they all look like racists, like complete racists.
Just want to throw out there, Stone Cold is like my hero of life. So no offense there. It's all good.
It's all acting, but yeah, this was hard to watch. There was a lot of.
It's a really it's a good scene because it's really well acted. Because you're like fucking hell.
There was a lot of racial slurs here. Like a lot.
Yeah, they really pour it on.
And then Deacon and Terry Crews, they all witness this in the library, and then they're like, okay, let's join this team.
I'll fuck them up on the field.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Hazen and the guards continue attempts to hinder Crews' team by flooding their field, but the team decide to practice in the mud anyway.
This is a great scene.
The first day.
There's this.
I think it's the first day with everyone. They go out and they're like, "Fuck."
Yeah, they flood the field, so it's just like, fuck it then.
And then we get a lovely little montage of them running and just playing in the mud and enjoying themselves. Because I imagine in prison there's not much fun to be had. It's like being in school. When the field was muddy in school, that was the best time ever.
You just compare prison to school.
Yeah, I mean it's a similar thing.
Oh, soul undertones, Kerry, getting political on the show. What is this?
Throughout all of this, the inmate Unger, played by David Patrick Kelly, spies on the activities of the inmates, and after being pressured by the guards, rigs Crew's radio with an explosive.
Yeah, so everybody's like,
a lot of
there's
this
a
movie.
there's a lot we just went over. So there's like going through this, they've been told to make the team. So we get this montage, which it's a really good montage actually. It's probably one of the better scenes in the film where they're trying to find like so that they go through and break into the prison like filing system online, and then they find in the most violent inmates.
The most dangerous inmates, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like out of 5 stars. So it's like, okay, they go in and then it's like well, fuck knows. One of them's there. They search whoever they're with, and it's like say Burt Reynolds. It's like 3 stars. All right, and then they search fucking Chris Rock as caretaker, and it's a 0.5 star.
Yeah.
And then so from here, this is where we get Bill Goldberg introduced in the showers. We get I forget his name. The guy with the mohawk. Yeah, we get the Great Khali, and we get the guy with the mohawk watching TV.
Yeah,
I completely forget who that is.
What's his name? But yeah, he's watching TV, and then they're like,
yeah, they cut his TV time short by like 15 minutes just to be a cunt because he can, and so your boy's in. So they get some fucking hard nuts, and then they have a training session, and all that happens is they just kick the fucking living shit out of each other. There's no football played. There's just a mass brawl on the field.
The only con here that hasn't got no. Yeah, so his name is Lobo Sebastian. But for some reason he hasn't got a Wikipedia page. Like at all. So Lobo Sebastian is known for Ghost of Mars 2001, Next Friday, and The Longest Yard. He's also been in The Mule, Hawaii Five-0. Yeah, so that guy is his name's Torres, played by Lobo Sebastian.
Yes.
But yeah, and then we get this montage of them just finding the most dangerous prisoners in the entire prison to recruit them for the team. And then
so this middle part of the movie's them like finding the players, training, getting better, and like doing like sneaky stuff they can to get one over and try and actually win the game. So they get what do they get? Adam Sandler goes and bribes
the tapes.
Gets the tapes by bribing the secretary.
Yeah. This is going to come up later on in my... I'll say that was my cream tail scene when they were all together watching the movies of... they were planning on watching the movies of all the tactics and techniques that the guards were using. But the first movie they show is how Crew got them, which was secretly filmed with him flirting with Florence Leachman, and she's in like a one piece and she's like slapping him and he's wearing a cowboy hat, whatever.
He's a little corset, yeah.
Yeah. And then Crew's like, hey, if you think that was funny, look at this. And it's a picture and it's a video of
Brucey and
Nick Turturro and Tracy Morgan. And he's like, that doesn't even look like me.
I'm showing her a headline. You son of a bitch. I was going to pick that as my creme de la scene as well. So clearly that was the best scene of the movie. I'll pick a different one at the end.
But yeah, and
so that's when. So this is when it like kind of kicks off because Unger, the inmate spying on them, he sees them watching the film, and so he reports that to the guards, and then they're like, "Nah, we need to do something about it."
But throughout all of that, this is where we see the team getting closer together and like actually becoming a team. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, inmate Unger, he spies on all the activities that the inmates are doing to become better, and then pressured by the guards, he rigs Crew's radio with an explosive. Caretaker Unlonely enters the cell to give a photo gift to Crew, but is killed when he tries to turn the dial on the radio. So I remember first time watching this, and when I was like, "Geez, did not expect." Did not expect this.
Because you completely forget, because like we've all seen Mean Machine, so like I'm guessing most people that are of our age probably haven't seen the original Longest Yard, so you're not really expecting this to happen.
Yeah.
But if you've seen Mean Machine, you kind of know what's coming already, but I completely forgot, and it's a surprise still, like when you first watch it.
Because it takes such a dark turn. Like,
it's fucking cooked. Like it's such a because the movie's so like lighthearted, pretty much.
yeah. And then caretaker burns to death.
Yeah, and then you get basically it's like you get like the heart and soul of the team, like the glue, and he's just like funny in the comedic value, and you set him on fire in a room and lock him in.
Lock him in, yeah.
It's fucked.
So yeah, the explosion goes off, and Unger just closes, and then he's trapped.
Yes. So then the aim is for that to be Adam Sandler, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prison's crazy. Is there anything that happens between that and game day?
I don't think so. I think they have the funeral.
Yeah. They say goodbye to caretaker.
After the funeral, Adam Sandler's the last one there, and then I'm pretty sure the next scene is them like getting ready to get for the game.
Right. Okay. So on game day,
I think it's or maybe they have a last meal. Because they have a meal before they have like a big meal before they go and have the game. So maybe that might be the last scene. They're all like just the team like in the cafeteria just having a meal. Yeah.
Has Terry Crews got his hamburgers from McDonald's?
He's got his cheeseburger ready. I got the fries that'll melt your eyes. I got shakes that'll make you quake. I got burgers. I just got burgers. That is iconic as fuck.
Terry Crews has looked the same for his life. Yeah.
Like,
forever.
He's just a monster. Like, he's just a unit, man.
So Terry Crews, obviously white chicks. He was, everybody hates Chris?
Terry Crews, I found this out today, has been in 8 different Adam Sandler movies.
Okay. Let's try to name them. He's been in Blended.
This is the first one.
Okay. Blended.
Yep.
Ridiculous 6.
No idea.
Oh, okay.
I know one more.
Oh. I know for a fact he's been in Blended, and then don't know.
Only because when I was doing research for this, I watched this little 90-second video of Terry Crews doing an interview, and he said, growing up. Sorry, this is the fun fact, just in the middle of the podcast because I'm remembering it now. Terry Crews said that his favorite movie growing up was The Longest Yard, the original. And so being able to be in this with Adam Sandler, having a great time, and then Burt Reynolds is actually in the movie as well. He said it was the best experience ever. It's his favorite filming experience.
Because he's
so many people say that about filming films with Adam Sandler. Everyone, anyone that goes on the movie, goes on there is this is going on holiday whilst you're filming a movie, and it's the best thing ever.
Yeah, no, it would be. It is.
It is. That's Joey Diaz was he said, because he was loving I was watching this, Joey Diaz and Nick Totoro talk about this movie. And Joey Diaz is outside of his trailer smoking a joint, and they're filming at a prison.
Yeah.
A real prison, still a prison where they're filming. Joey Diaz is out there outside the gates, smoking a joint. And Burt Reynolds just comes. Apparently Burt Reynolds walked over to him and he's like, we're outside of prison, right?
I've actually got some facts about this prison. So I want Terry Crews' Wikipedia now. So he's been in The Longest Yard, Click. So this is what
that was the only other one I knew.
Click
was the other one.
The Benchwarmers, which we're going to talk about.
Yep.
He's been in Blended, Ridiculous 6, Sandy Wexler, and that's it. So 6.
Is Sandy Wexler the one that's about the cobbler, or is that just a different movie called The Cobbler?
The one about the cobbler is a movie called The Cobbler.
Okay.
Sandy Wexler is a 2-hour long mockumentary about Adam Sandler being an agent in Hollywood called Sandy Wexler. And Sandy Wexler
that
this
premise
movie.
Sounds good.
I'm not.
But I'm very scared to watch it.
I'm not gonna. I might have already spoke it before, but there's going to be a point in
That's
Sandy
fine.
Wexler that you're going to be watching it because I've seen it before, and you're going to text me. You're probably going to take a photo of the screen. And then like, what the fuck is going on here?
Do you know what movie did that for me?
What?
So I had no context. If no one knows the movie I'm talking about, I won't spoil it purely because it's so good if you watch it and you don't know what's going to happen. But I was watching From Dusk Till Dawn by Quentin Tarantino. This is fucking ages ago. But like watched it. I must have been like 16. Didn't know what the movie was going to be about. I just knew it was a Quentin Tarantino movie, and I was just on a binge of like, okay, bang, 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 bang. I've got a list of titles. I'm just going to go and watch them. Put it on. 45 minutes into that movie, if you don't know what the movie's about, it becomes like the most vastly different movie from what it could have, like what it was for the first 45 minutes to what it is for the last 45 minutes. It's fucking crazy. I won't spoil it, but like if you've never seen it, just don't read anything about it. Just go and watch it and then be like, what the fuck is going on? It's fucking great.
Right, okay. I'll go. I've never been a big fan of Tarantino, but I'll definitely go and
Don't like legit. Please don't Google it. Like, don't like try anything. Try to find anything about it. Just watch From Dusk Till Dawn, like start to finish, and then just tell me because you'll do the same thing. You'll get to a point. You'll take a picture of the screen and be like, "What has just happened?"
right. Okay. I'll do that.
It's fucked. Yeah, it's great.
Where were we? Terry Crews. Yeah,
Terry Crews.
Terry Crews.
So they've we got up to the point in the movie where the brothers in inverted commas have decided to join the team, and we're all in. Caretaker's dead. We're going to the fucking football game.
Okay. On game day, the inmates are revitalized in the wake of Caretaker's murder, and when Crew reveals Caretaker's last gift to the team, quality gear and uniforms from his cousins at Reebok with the team name Mean Machines on the uniform. So yeah,
There's
they
a
give
good scene in this where he gets the cake and he just pulls the cleats out of the cake in the kitchen.
So yeah, we got brand new uniforms, and the team are officially named the Mean Machines. The Mean Machines overcomes a rough start due to individual inmates' attempts to retaliate against guards for the abuse they've suffered. Crew angrily tells the inmates that winning the game is more important and will damage the guards more than their personal grudges, and gets them to play as a team. So yeah, the start of this game is basically just the inmates kicking the shit into the guards because they get the chance to for the first time ever.
I can imagine, like, as a prisoner, you probably would. Like, let's be honest. You get like this is like mid 2000s, like American football, so you can fucking go at people with your helmet. You can fuck them up still.
First half ends with the score tied. The angered Hazen informs Crew in private that if he does not lose, he will be charged for Caretaker's murder. Crew, what does this word say? ACQUIESCES. Acquiesces?
Acquiescently.
Well, Crew, something. Crew.
Where are you reading this?
To it's ACQ.
Wait, sorry.
ACQ.
Yeah.
UIESCES. This is from fandom.wiki.movies.longestjar.Adam Sandler.
Sorry, spell it out again. I'm gonna Google this because I can't look at the word.
ACQ.
Yep.
UIESCES.
Acquiesces. Yeah. Okay.
Acquiesces.
I don't even know what the fuck it means. Let's have a Google. But that's how you say it.
Crew acquiesces to Hazen's
To
threat.
consent or comply passively without protest.
Crew complies to Hazen's threats, asking that the guards refrain from using excessive force on the field after getting a comfortable lead, to which Hazen agrees to do so after they obtain a 2-touchdown lead. After Crew fakes an injury in order to leave the field, his teammates voice their displeasure over his obvious deserting over the team. So he's done it again. He's allegedly thrown the game because he does not want to go down for murder.
Yes. Sorry, I got lost there.
Pretty much. Yeah?
Yeah, he just basically is like, fuck you, I'm not getting embarrassed out here, like, this is taking the piss. Lose the fucking game or I'm sending you down for murder. Like, you're here for 3 years? Nah, fuck that. Here for fucking 20.
Yeah. And then Crew's like, okay, that's not going to happen. But after... Oh, sorry, go on. Which is
you're just like, fucking hell, like, Jesus Christ.
It's a game.
Man's losing a football game and you're going to pin a murder on him. Like, sorry, man, the guy's winning a football game and you're going to pin a murder on him.
It's 3 years of hell if he loses from the inmates, but at least it's not 25 years in prison. You know?
Yes.
After seeing that Hazen has broken his promises and 2 members of the Mean Machine are injured, Crew asks Skitchy in the time spent in jail, asks Skitchy if the time spent in jail for punching the warden was worth it. Skitchy replies, it was worth every goddamn second. And this inspires Crew to return to the field. So yeah.
Okay.
Crew's like, oh wait, you're not holding your side of the bargain, fuck this. And then he asks the really, really old inmate, like, was it worth it?
Yeah.
Because
he's like the trainer, right? He's like the comes on and makes sure, like, checking what the injury is, and he's checking his knee and he's like, hey. Was it worth it?
We've also forgot to mention Alan Covert is the ref.
The bent ref.
He's the ref of this game who gets
trying
hit
to
in the balls
influence
like 3 times. How many times did he get hit in the balls? 4? 3? 4?
It's two in a row.
2 in a row. And then also Rob Schneider's in
Rob Schneider's in the crowd. Yeah, it's like the good behavior inmates.
Yeah, and he says you can do it. Does he? Yes. He does.
Yes.
He brings back, you can do it. So that guy after, where did he pop a blast? Little Nicky. Is it? No.
No. What? No.
Where did he pop a blast?
Rob Schneider?
Boy? No, the you can do it guy.
Oh. Nah, I mean, I know he's in Little Nicky, but
I think it might have been Little Nicky. So after Little Nicky,
is he not in Anger Management?
No, that's Rudy Giuliani.
Oh, it fucking is as well, isn't it? Jesus.
I think it might have been Little Nicky. So after Little Nicky.
Oh wait, you know what? This is only 5. It's what, 5 years after Little Nicky? Yeah, okay. Yeah. So it's probably there's only a few movies. Yeah, probably Little Nicky then. Jesus.
That guy went downhill and then got sent to a high security prison. Prison.
Wait, what? Who?
The you can do it guy.
Oh.
All he was doing was enjoying football games, going to weddings, enjoying Ozzy Osbourne, and now he's in jail.
And now he's in jail in New Mexico.
Sketchy replies he was worth every goddamn second, and spreads. The team initially doubts Crew's resolve and allows him to be sacked twice. After running for a first down on the 4th and long, Crew realizes that his inmates are still not protecting him due to his prior actions, calls a huddle and admits to the point shaving that disgraced him, and to the injury that he faked as a result of Hazen's threat, and sabotage to the other inmates, and asks for their forgiveness, putting his hands in the middle of them. Moss put his hands in, followed by the rest of the team. So yeah, Sanders back on the field, and then basically his teammates aren't defending him at all. And he eats shit a couple of times.
He gets fucking nailed a couple of times.
Yeah. And then he realizes what's going on. He calls everybody in and he's like, listen, I did shave the game. Like, I'm a disgrace to the game of football, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, it's like the first time he ever admits it to himself as well.
Yeah. And he's like, the warden threatened to do me for caretaker's murder, so that's why I faked my injury, because I didn't want to go down for 25 years, but I realized that you guys in this game is a lot more important than me, kind of thing. And then the team's like, okay, we're all in this together.
Fuck it. Camaraderie with the boys.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
The Mean Machines. Oh,
the Mean Machines.
They unite again as a team, quickly score 2 touchdowns to cut the Guards' lead to 35-28. After Meggett is injured after a long run, Scarborough comes in for one play as replacement and scores a touchdown off a trick play involving a fumble called a fumbleooski.
Fumbleooski?
Yeah. Is that named after one of the inmates? The
I
Flumberooski?
don't know. It's not a name I've heard before.
No idea. But that's the name of the play.
Fumbleooski.
Fumblerooski, yeah. This is why we needed somebody who loves American football in this pod.
Fuck's sake, Bowie, where are you? Fumblerooski, a trick play wherein the quarterback deliberately places or leaves the ball on the ground upon receiving it from the center, technically fumbling it. After which the backs run to the right, deceiving the defense into following them, while the right guard picks up the ball and runs to the left.
Ah, okay. The Flumberooski.
So it's where they snap the ball and the quarterback, it doesn't spike it, but he just puts it on the floor, and technically that's a fumble.
Okay.
And then someone just picks it up and runs.
The Mean Machines decide to go for the 2-point conversion on the win. As they get up to the line, they seem to be confused, and Crew and Scarborough start arguing in order to trick the guards. Moss gets the snap and passes it to Crew, who scores the winning conversion, winning the game. Yeah?
Woo!
Well done, Mean Machines. Noah, with a newfound respect for Crew, tells him that he showed extraordinary nerve and lets him know that he will vouch that Crew had nothing to do with Caretaker's death. So, yeah, the head guard we haven't really spoken about, but he's a good guy now.
Yeah.
Hazen...
It's just a bit of a twat all the way through, but...
Yeah. Hazen
he
admonishes Noah...
The only reason he does it is because he wanted to win the game, by actually winning the game. Because he finds out, the warden tells him, hey, so he's going to give you 2 touchdowns, and then I want you to fuck him up even more. Fucking injure him. And he's like, nah, this is bullshit. If I'm going to win, I want to win. I don't want to win because they're letting us win.
I want to play football.
Which is fair enough.
Yeah.
I can understand that. I can always get behind that.
It's a love for the sport.
No one needs a participation medal.
Hazen admonishes his Noah for losing a 5th game and notices that Crew is heading towards the exit. Eagerly implying Crew is trying to escape, Hazen orders that Crew be shot for attempting to escape. Noah hesitates and at the last moment realizes that Crew is only picking up the game ball, losing a lot of respect for Hazen as he's left with a shocked look in his face. Crew returns it to Hazen, telling him to stick it in his trophy cabinet. So yeah,
the wild thing, because he's literally he's on the field, but in front of him is just an entire crowd of people leaving. So it's you want me to shoot him, and if I miss, I'm gonna kill at least one other person. It's baffling, this scene. I understand, I get it, but there's literally 400 people in front of him, so if you shoot him, it's gonna fucking hit someone else as well.
Yeah, even if it goes through his head and through the other side, it'll go.
I do love the fact that the prison warden is just here's just a SWAT team member, special. You're a fucking sniper. Nope, I'm taking your rifle. Here's my prison guard. What?
Yeah, this was pretty full on. And then, he's going to pick up the game ball. So he brings it back to Hazen, take this and stick it in your trophy case. Then Moss and Joey Battle give Hazen a Gatorade shower. And when he tells him that this has earned them a week in the hot box, Battle defiantly yells, Who
gives a shit?
The end.
What a fucking movie.
I really enjoyed that film a month ago.
As a movie, this might be the best one so far. As a whole.
Right, okay.
If you know what I mean, I don't know how to describe that, because Happy Gilmore's not really a movie. I don't know how to.
Yeah.
It's so strange. I can't really describe it more than that. It's this, when you watch it, feels like a proper movie. Whereas all the ones before, they feel like an Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah.
Like it's a completely. It's not. I'm not like discrediting them at all. I'm just saying it's like a completely different genre of movie.
I think this is the first one that I've enjoyed that Sandler feels like a different character.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's him playing someone. It feels like this is a character in a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're giving a lot of praise to Adam Sandler in The Longest Yard. But no,
and that's
I
fine.
agree.
I've got no issue with that because it's a really, really good movie. And I'd recommend this movie to anyone.
It's the first one where he's not playing a man-child. Well, it's the first one that we've enjoyed where he's not playing a man-child. Put it that way. It's the first one that we've enjoyed that he feels like a person who's gone through a lot of shit and he's dealing with a lot of personal issues and like he has a darker side to him.
It's like his characters in the other one aren't really characters. It's just him just doing different stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's weird. Like Bobby Boucher, it's like, no, it's just Adam Sandler just pretending to be a football player. Whereas this, it actually feels like he's playing a character. And that's like, it's not a slight. It's just like it's just how it comes across.
The best way to put this is probably this one feels like the first one that's not an extended SNL sketch.
Mm.
That's the way that I'm.
Yeah, but like we can't just simplify that as like that's what the Sandler movies are. It's not just that. Like obviously it is a little bit like that because they're quite skitty, but like yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think
this movie's fucking great. And it's fucking great.
I think the only Sandler character that's had this much trauma so far is whatever his name was in 8 Crazy Nights.
Oh wait, that's just reminded me. Oh no, when have we got that coming up? There's a movie. You just reminded me of like Adam Sandler being sad in movies, and I was like, oh, there's a movie coming up where it's just like we'll get there when we get there.
Is it funny people?
No, it's the complete opposite of that. It's an Adam Sandler movie that I've asked people, and no one has ever told me they've seen this movie.
What is it?
It's called. Sorry, I just want to make sure I get the name right. Reign Over Me.
Oh right, yeah, okay. One with Don Cheadle.
Yes.
Okay.
Like I think you might be the only person that I've ever spoken to that's seen this movie.
I've never seen it, but I know it.
Okay, then there you go. Like it's
yeah.
It's coming up soon, which is why I bring it up. But like it's Jesus Christ, it's intense.
Yeah, it's pretty depressing, isn't it? That one.
Yes.
Right.
It's a hard movie to get through. Not like because it's bad. It's just like a fucking it's one of them.
It's a tough watch. Right. Okay.
Not because it's a bad movie though.
No, but it's an emotionally tough.
It's just like it's just the drama.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. Remember when I thought Reign Over Me is Punch Drunk Love?
We'll get into that.
Right, a thing we like to do on this podcast, we touched on it earlier on, but it's a little thing called Creme de la Scene, our favourite scenes of the movie. I think we both touched on it earlier with the scene where all the inmates were watching the videos of the guards playing, and then we have 2 special videos, one of Sandler with Florence Leachman, and then another one of Nick Turturro with Tracy Morgan.
I will say as well though, the football in the mud is a really really good scene. Just a feel good scene in the movie.
That's very heartfelt. Yeah.
And I'm also a big fan of any scene with Joey Diaz in, just being like, anyone played football before? Yeah, I played at Kansas State. No shit. Coach Snyder? Nah, Kansas State Penitentiary. That's fucking gold. Oh, and he's just passed out on the floor with his gut just fucking blowing up and down. And he's just like, you assholes better not cut me. Can of corn, and I'll be fine. He's just
anything with him movie. Or Nick Turturro. Just
like legitimately the 2 best characters of this. They're just fucking hilarious. It's just like also Nick Turturro in this. He talks about this in the podcast. I think he broke his foot like during the movie, so he couldn't do like half the scene. So it's not actually him doing some of the stuff.
Oh, do you know who they should have got in? They should have got his brother John in. and do what they did with the shirts and going overboard, just switch them out from scene to scene.
Nah, just oh, I still as bad as that movie is. That's one of the best jokes I've ever seen in any movie, and I'll die on that hill. That is incredible comedy.
Also funny, that and the
I'm pretty sure I gave it a 0, but like it did have its moments.
and the Reverend's speech as well, which I fairly sure is the director of it. No, so that was Stephen Brill. Peter Segal directed this, and
he's done what the last 3 in a row now.
He's done
apart from Spanglish,
Anger Management, 51st Dates, yeah.
Then this, yeah,
and 51st Dates.
Yeah, Anger Management, 51st Dates, and this, yeah. So that's basically 3 in a row. It's not Spanglish.
3 in a row, except for Spanglish. Right. Is there any other scenes that you want to mention in this movie off the top of your head?
Off the top of my head? Ooh.
Oh, I just want to say the warden's best mate, the fat guy.
Oh, Colonel Sanders.
Yeah, he's the fat guy that got the shit kicked into him in the restaurant in Mr. Deeds.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah,
I don't know why. That just felt right.
He's back.
I think the only other scene that I can come to mention that everyone always thinks about is Bob Sapp tackling Stone Cold, and it's I think I made him shit himself.
Oh yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah.
It is what it is, but it's funny.
So what we also like to do is we find pieces of trivia online. So Matt, have you found anything for this movie?
Other than the Terry Crews stuff of him saying the original one was his favorite movie growing up, so he says, and just I could talk more about Joey Diaz and Nick Totoro talking about it in the pot, because they literally just talk about what it was like to film the movie, and they just go on for 10 minutes of how it was the best experience ever.
Yeah.
It's fucking great. I'll just, you know what? I'll just recommend that podcast. It's Joey Diaz's podcast with the Nick Totoro episode, and it's fucking great.
No, I'll definitely give that a listen today after we're done here. 2 pieces of trivia I found. Gary Oldman, he was in talks to play the prison warden, but negotiations fell through.
That would have been good. He would have been good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. He'd be, yeah.
I think Gary Oldman could have been more evil as the warden.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
He's younger, he could have felt more of a threat, and
the warden, it's just because his look is battle axe-ish. I don't know, the guy. If you've not seen it, the guy is the farmer from Babe.
Yeah,
and he just kind of looks like that old man kind of scary look, where it's you just
he looks like
he look a bit scary.
He looks like Mr. Burns, doesn't he? He's an old, imposing white man.
Yeah.
That clearly he's worked his way through. But if it was Gary Oldman, he'll obviously be 20 years, 25 years.
Gary
younger.
Oldman, yeah. This would have been before Harry Potter, so it would have been in his 40s.
Yeah,
so.
this would have just been after Prisoner of Azkaban, which came out.
Oh, sorry, fuck yeah. It would have been just after Prisoner of Azkaban.
So yeah, and fuck, they could have got him on the field.
He should have done this. Fuck, he should have been in this movie. Don't get me wrong, the warden of this is great. Yeah. But Gary Oldman would have been great as well.
But yeah, just negotiations fell through. Then a piece of trivia about where this was filmed. So the movie was filmed in a closed down part of the New Mexico State Penitentiary called Old Main. So you said it was part of an open prison, but this area, it was closed down previously.
Yes.
So
yeah,
the prison was basically next door. Old Main was it was part of the prison with one of the worst prison riots in U.S. history, which occurred on February 2nd, 1980. This riot left 33 people dead and 200 people plus injured. So where
Fucking
they were
hell!
filming,
What were they
Yeah.
doing? 33 dead in a prison riot.
33 dead, 200 plus
Fucking
injured.
hell!
Isn't that crazy?
They must have just set fire to something and people just trapped.
Inspired by this movie.
That's like, don't get me wrong, prison and fucking wild shit happens, but like 33 people died in a prison riot. It's pretty fucked. That seems excessive even for a prison riot.
New Mexico State Penitentiary riot, which blah blah blah. This, was the most violent prison riot in U.S. history. Inmates took complete control of the prison, and 12 officers were taken hostage. Several inmates were killed by other prisoners, with some being tortured and mutilated because they had previously acted as informants for prison authorities. Police regained control of PNM 36 hours after the riot had begun. By then,
Imagine being one of those prison officers. Jesus Christ.
By then, 33 inmates had died and more than 200 were treated for injuries. None of the 12 officers taken hostage were killed, but 7 suffered serious injuries caused by beatings and rapes.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That is fucking hectic. Jesus Christ. What was the prison called?
Just New Mexico State Prison.
New Mexico State. Okay.
Penitentiary, yeah.
Fucking hell.
Causes, riot was a predictable incident based on an assessment of the prison conditions. Prisons overcrowded and inferior prison services, common problems in many correctional facilities, were major causes of the disturbance. On the night of the riot, there were 1,156 inmates in prison that had beds for fewer than 963. So it was overcrowded. And then the people who were killed and injured were all informants for the police, pretty much. But yeah. It was crazy.
Well, prison's a business in America, so that's all you need to know.
Then I've got a couple of goofs here to finish off with. When Crew is stopped by the police, he flees the scene. As he leaves, the police officers are both shown taking their portable radios talking on their portable radios at the same time. Because they are partners, they're probably going to be on the same radio station, and if both of them press their button at the same time, nothing's getting through. You're just going to get the static. And then, also, many of the convicts have long and facial hair. In the Texan prison system, convicts are required to be clean-shaven and hair cut very short. So you wouldn't see any of these beards, any of this long hair. The Great Khali would have to have a buzz cut. So
crew cut, if you will.
Yeah. A Terry crew cut. Also
a Paul crew cut.
Yeah. What is Adam Sandler's haircut? Probably number 4 all over, number 5 all over. He's got lovely hair now. I don't know. The thing is, Adam Sandler's looked the same since he was 19 until he's grown this beard out for whatever he's doing right now.
Well, yeah, we'll see.
Right, okay. Let's end it there because we have been talking for a while. Have we?
This is a good... Yeah,
hour and a half-ish?
No.
Oh, hour and a half-ish.
Oh, wait.
We started 9:30. Right.
No, we started at 8:30. Oh, sorry, you started at 9:30, I started at 8:30.
Yeah. Time differences.
Gary's 11 hours behind me. It's not like we're not fucking time traveling.
Do you want to let the people what we know? Do you want to let the people know what we have next? Oh,
yeah.
Fuck! Podcast scores, movie scores.
Oh, Carrie.
See, we're a month away.
Out of practice. We're out of
completely out of practice. Right. Okay. The longest yard. Last time we did this podcast, you give Spanglish a 2.
Really?
So how does the longest yard compare with?
I thought I would have given Spanglish more than a 2. Jesus. But you know what? That's just rose tinted glasses because I've not seen that movie in like 3 months now. The longest yard out of 10. This is you know what, I really, really liked this. I'm going to give this like a 9.3.
9.3 sandbags out
Yeah.
of 10. And what sort of flood could your 9.3 sandbags stop?
The flood of tears at Caretaker's funeral.
Oh, very, very deep. I was going to say this is close to being your highest.
Close.
But it's currently in
no.
third place for you. You give
Behind Happy Gilmore and Little Nicky.
You give Happy Gilmore 9.4 and you give Little Nicky a 10.
Little Nicky's staying champ, mate. It's my favourite Adam Sandler movie, and no one can tell me that it's not worth a 10. I don't give a fuck. You give me any Adam Sandler movie with fucking Ozzy Osbourne coming in as an angel, you fucking winning gold as far as I'm concerned.
Hey, yeah, that's fair enough. Right, looking at these scores, I am going to put this just above The Waterboy with an 8.3.
You're saying this is Adam Sandler's best football movie?
I think so. I think it might not be funnier than The Waterboy, but I think
it's definitely better.
Yeah, and I think it's got more heart than The Waterboy. So I'm going to give that an 8.3 sandbags out of 10, and my 8.3 sandbags could stop the flood of lighter fluid and or petrol that is required to blow up a radio to kill Caretaker.
So I went deep, you went dark. Nice.
Our average scores, they are very, very close right now. My average score is a 5.33 out of 10, and your average score is a 5.53 out of 10.
I think me giving one a 10 and one a 0 really helped my scores there.
Yeah. Okay. So, you have given 1 10 and 2 zeros.
2 zeros? What was the other one? It would have been Big Stan. Has to be.
Big Stan and Going Overboard.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Like, there's no way it was any other film.
I give Going Overboard a 1.26, which I think is fair with all the funny.
Going Overboard, in hindsight, I was more harsh on than I should have been. Definitely worth a score. Like, just purely based on the shirt joke alone.
And I give Big Stan a 0.
Was dog shit. Big Stan deserved nothing. I'm sorry, but you've let yourself down there. Big Stan deserved 0. The only thing I can give you the 0.3 for is the fact that David Carradine was in it.
Oh, fuck, I forgot he was in it. No, there must have been something in Big Stan that that made it redeemable. Right, Matt. Now, do you want to let the people know what we got next week?
People, next week we do indeed have, well, supposed to be, the next movie chronologically is Deuce Bigalow, European Gigolo, which we have already watched. Yeah. After that, we've got Grandma's Boy. So we'll be moving on to our miniseries next week.
No, we're continue with Sandler.
Okay, yeah, so our next movie is Click.
Click, correct. So yeah, next Click. Sandler starring movie is... Because, wait, he's not in Grandma's Boy, is he? He's just a producer.
No. Yes.
Okay, yeah. So next week we have Click with... Who's in Click? Henry Winkler. Black Adam's very own Henry Winkler.
I've not seen it, so...
Have you not?
Why would I have seen Black Adam? I've got no intention of watching Black
Adam. I thought you meant Click then.
Oh, God, no, I've seen Click. David Hasselhoff.
David Hasselhoff, Kate Beckinsale, fucking
Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken, that's his name.
Wristwatch.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. Yeah, I can't remember ever enjoying Click, so we'll see if my tastes have grown over the past.
I think Click, from memory, I enjoyed it more as a kid than I'd have done as an adult.
See, I didn't enjoy it as a kid, and I don't know
why. We might not have any hope for next week, but we'll certainly see how we go. I've not watched that for 5 or 6 years now, at least. So
I
don't think.
we'll see how it goes. Yeah. I'm happy to end it. If
Nothing
you
else
wanna,
for me.
if you could leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcast and Spotify, it really helps out with the
Or iCast, depending on your
algorithm.
listening preferences.
Yeah, well, wherever you listen to, really. Send us an email at sosanderspod@gmail.com. Follow us on our Instagram. I think we say goodbye.
Arrivederci.